What kind of bike you got? I just want to be sure.
2003 Harley Sportster.
Okay.
The anniversary edition.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
Sure.
You ain't got no baffles on there? Is that without the baffles? Is that bigger than the 883?
Yeah, this is 1200.
Whoa! Whoa! Pearl! Okay.
Ain't no weak motorcycles around here.
Oh. 883 is a nicer 1200 is a lot faster.
She got an SS carburetor on it. She got the stage 2 on hers.
Stage? Oh, you got the stage 2. I just got my stage 1. It's gonna be wild if I get that stage 2. That thing fast, man.
Stage 2 on
Yeah.
slow rolling her. She can pop a wheelie wherever she want to be.
You pop Willie?
No.
Oh. All right, so Ross, I got a question, man. Why is it that, you know, our bikes have the GTS, like the GPS? Well, why do people put their phones right here still, though?
So they put that up there so they can Bluetooth listen to the music they've kept. So mine just goes right here, put it over here, plug it in there, plug it in here.
Come around.
So I keep it wound up. There.
Simple sauce. Wow. I ain't seen the boots now. That's something new, bro.
Oh, yeah. These
Okay.
old riding boots.
Why am I always the last guy, man? I'm always the last guy. Like, these guys be on it, bro. But we about to ride, baby. Yes, sir. Hey, I'm thinking, should I get some highway pads? Because these guys are stretched out, man. Hey, Chris. Tell them new riders, man. I can't help it, man. That sounded so good. Man, your pipes encourage me. I'm like, no, I gotta hit mines, man. You like, yeah. I'm like, oh no, big dog. Big dog.
Ooh, that thing sound good going by, boy.
Yeah, is it real, man?
Yeah, like about damn time he opened that thing. God, I'm so sick.
Man.
That damn white, open that thing.
Oh. Man, I said, he just brought every time he eat. I said, come on, man. This is something. Savannah chapter? Not sure. Oh, Christmas Circle, that's cool.
If I hear it, I can look, I can see the bikes. What's up, guys?
Hey, what's up, man? I like the jackets, man. Woo. Hey, hey. What's up, baby? Y'all see the welcome weekend, man? They want us to spend more money. Yeah. Bless, bro. All right, y'all, so we're at Harley now, and I know I said I wasn't going to spin anymore, and I'm not. At least I don't think I am. But I do need some taller bars, man, because where my bars are now, they're kind of low, you know, and I want to go like shoulder length. So I'm just coming to talk to David and get some measurements, and we're gonna see what's up. So he about to grab his tape measurement. Y'all can roll with us and see how he do this step by step. That's David right there, y'all. What's up, Dave? Cool dude, man.
Heck yeah.
So you gonna walk us through how you do this, man?
Yeah, so I like to do a size up on the bike.
Okay.
It's better if it's in person on their bike because everybody fits a little bit different on their own stuff.
Cool.
So essentially, we're gonna do some imagination stuff.
Okay.
Get some closed eyes. We're going to essentially have you take your hands off about where you need to be.
Oh, okay. You got it. Go. We about to start the bar measurement. All right.
Yeah.
So this is what you do. You have to even it.
Go ahead and pick her up. Get your feet up there.
Off both of my feet?
Yep.
You sure?
Oh yeah.
Man.
All right.
Damn,
Now,
you all right?
Yeah.
All right, here
What
we
I
go.
want you to do,
Whoa.
close your eyes.
Okay.
Pick your hands up. Where do you want them to be at?
I feel kind of good like this here.
All right, put them back down.
Can I open my eyes and see?
Yeah.
Dang!
You want to be? We'll look at the bar. If you don't want to be above the fairing, we'll stay at a 12. Go stay at the fairing level. Then we'll play around with some pullback to bring it back to you, so you're not having to stretch.
Oh, but yeah, none of that. Well, I wouldn't call it crazy, but I've seen some people take it all the way back.
Oh,
but just
yeah.
you know, like this here. See how this here is kind of sideways, kind of something like that. But I don't want it like all the way.
You got knurl angle,
Uh-huh.
which is this, which also incorporates some pullback. But then you can get the pullback from right here. So this bar is relatively straight. Typically, when you do an accessory bar, it comes out and then curves up.
Oh.
So it kind of wraps around.
Okay.
So we can go look at some options and go through there.
So if that goes out and up, would that be in the way of anything, like the
Nope.
sound or anything?
But typically what you're going to want to do is get rid of these mirrors.
Oh.
Either A, drop them down, or B, take them off, cap it, and put regular mirrors on.
See, that's where the guys I do not want to do. Man, these mirrors are so signature like this. I really don't want to touch them, man. Like, is there a way? It's got to be like a way around it, or is there?
So the way around it is going 14 or 16. As long as you're comfortable looking underneath your arm for your mirror,
Yeah.
that's the only way you're going to be able to see through it. It's
Okay.
14 or 16. Go ahead and put
right.
your legs up.
That's what I said. He like, no, he want to put them on the thing.
All right.
Okay.
Now, take your hands off. Close your eyes. Put your hands where you want them to be at.
Yeah.
He's looking at 16 or 18 right there. Open them.
Oh my God, it's for real, Prince.
And it's all
Man.
rider preference at that point.
But you know, we travel long. Can you be like that with long travel?
Dude, it's actually comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, it looked like my arms are really extended, but they actually rested.
Okay.
You're not having to strain your back to get there.
So,
And that's what I don't want to do. Strain my back. Yeah. All right. Let's see.
And that's closer to a 14 just because of the difference in the company.
So, but if these was right where your hands are, then,
Exactly.
yeah, that also this here would be in the way. So this have to come up another what, 2 inches or so?
14 at least.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take them up higher. Yeah, because the mirrors look great here, but they just look out of sync with the bike.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And that's why when you switch over to a conventional mirror, it looks the same as an Ultra.
Exactly.
Because Ultras don't have the mirrors here. The same fairing, but the mirrors aren't located here.
Okay. Yeah. So 14s? Do you have anything equivalent?
Unfortunately, I don't have anything in-house with 14s on it.
Okay. But 14s would be, you have your measurements, like how? I got it.
You're probably going to want to go 16.
16? Really?
Yeah, because these are 12s. This is 4 inches.
Oh, and the 16 are clear, then I won't have to mess with the mirror?
Right.
Yeah.
16s with a little bit of pullback. Go over 5 inches for this. You're going from here, stock location, out. That's where the pullback's coming from.
Now, when you say the pullback, are you talking about this here going to
This angle
curve?
right here.
Oh, this is going to come out?
Yeah.
Oh.
So see how this is already kind of up, and then it curves up?
Yeah, now I do like that
It'll be
style.
more of aggressive an angle depending on how much pullback you want.
Okay.
So that's why I wouldn't suggest more than 5, because it looks really goofy if it does, because it adds depth in between your fairing and the bar.
Yeah. See, I don't want
This
that.
is a nice setup. This has about 3 inches of pullback.
Okay. So if I were to go with the 16, it's going to have that goofy looking.
Well, not necessarily. We can do a 16 with the same exact bar. So it'll look just like this, but instead of it being only this short, so your
Wow.
points are going to get taller.
Now, does that mean we got to retransition the cables and all that
Cables
stuff
and
too?
everything have to change.
Oh gosh, so anything that's 12 and under, cables won't have to change.
Depending on the 12.
Okay.
So these, you have to change cables because the points and the angles that it offsets. The Harley 12s that I showed you beforehand, you don't have to change cables because they're long enough in the appropriate routing.
Okay.
The
So are
reason
these
why we got-
KSTs or?
Yep.
Okay.
These are KSTs, these are aftermarket.
Gotcha.
So this is what it would look like if you put them on top.
And it's the same 12.
Yep.
But see, that look like that's out a little more though.
They do
versus
have
the
a
one
little
we-
bit to pivot, so you have as much room as you have in between here to move that bar. That's it. So you can push it.
Gosh.
You can't push it back up any further. You can't pull it. You can pull it down. Limited here. So there is a very small increasement
Oh
of adjustment.
man. Gosh. Yeah. And this is they didn't have to readjust the cables or anything.
Not on a CVO. CVOs are a little bit different because they already come with accessory cables.
Oh wow. Okay. This is a C. Oh well,
Yep.
yeah.
It gets
And it's
pretty
the same
in-depth.
KST.
Yep.
Okay. And that's what you would suggest for mine, or?
Depending on where you want your mirrors at.
Oh no, I'll just.
You wanna keep
yeah,
'em?
Yeah.
So I would suggest at least a 16-inch bar. Options as far as brand and type are all yours. There's literally millions of handlebars out there.
Well, I mean, so aftermarket, but not Harley accessory.
So Harley actually doesn't make anything for a Street Glide over a 14-inch handlebar.
Okay.
There is research that says that not everybody that can throw that bar on can handle the bike, so they cut out some liability, in my opinion.
Gotcha.
Now that's not a corporation thing. That's just me speculating.
Yeah.
But on a Street Glide or a limited, you're limited to a 14-inch bar from Harley Davidson. On a Road Glide, you can go up to a 15. It's a little bit different fairing
wow.
setup, so they do have a little bit different option.
Okay. So if I were to do the 16 because of quote unquote comfortability, what will I have to really change? The cables,
Yep.
etc.
So you'll have to extend out, get a new line for here. This is your brakes.
Okay.
This model actually has ABS, so this goes all the way down to your ABS block.
Okay.
So it goes down the frame, down to here. This line has to change as well. This is your brake line, or your clutch line. This goes down to the frame, underneath the bike, goes in right there.
Okay.
Then you gotta extend the wiring. If you have heated grips, you gotta extend the wire for the heated grips. Everything wiring-wise for your controls, which is internal to the bar.
Okay.
In order to do that, you have to take the outer shell and the inner shell completely off the bike.
Okay. Gotcha.
And then you have to flush out the clutch system and the brake system once it's all put back up together.
Okay. All right.
It takes about a day and a half.
Oh man, it's not an in and out.
It's a 12-hour job.
Oh.
So we're only open for 8 hours out of the day. We only schedule for 7.5 hours throughout that day as far
Okay.
as service stuff goes. So, or
Gotcha.
6.5 hours.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Well, in your professional opinion, do you think I should go 16-inch KST or?
I would probably look at the markets and see what styling you want to go with. Cause
Well, no, I trust your judgment because I don't know. I just want to be comfortable. You know what I mean?
So
I just don't
KSTs are
want this
good
to be
bars.
flat out. You know?
KSTs are good bars,
Okay.
but when it comes to bars, after we find out the measurements, the styling is all personal. So you can go tips. I consider this a meat hook. Then you
Okay.
have what's called like an old school Z-bar, which is 90 degree. Then you can go to like a 45 degree, also a Z-bar, just the tips not protruded like a meat hook.
Okay.
Then you have traditional bend, which is nice and smooth, like a stock bar. Then you can go out, there's some newer ones out there. There's a company, or Harley makes a bar called a fused handlebar.
Okay.
It's essentially like this, but it's flat instead of pointed. So it's like this, and they cut it off.
Oh, then it
It's
just
flat.
drops. Okay.
So it comes up to a point, but then it has a blunt edge. There's no point to it.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
that's a newer handlebar that Harley came out with this year.
Is this more of the modern style now with this point?
Meat hooks have been around, typically around 13, 14 is when I started noticing them on the market.
Okay.
Paul Yaffe was actually the original creator, as far
Oh,
as I'm
okay.
tracking anyways. That's
Yeah.
the biggest name out there that made them the first what I see.
Okay.
Other than that, KST is actually a Georgia company.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Awesome.
They're up by Macon. So
Okay.
it's local.
Awesome.
Heck yeah.
Be a little bit longer.
New
It just depends
bushings.
on how you want to run. If you get the bar, I would turn and sit and say, if I'm gonna get the bar that high, get the cables in the bar.
Oh, the cables in the bar. Oh, let me ask about it. Hey, can I get the cables in the bar?
unfortunately, that is not recommended.
Ah,
Do not install it that way.
okay. That's not recommended because it's.
If it starts leaking, you can't see it.
Gotcha. Okay. Good point. Now, good point, both of y'all again. He said it's not recommended because if it starts leaking, you can't see it. What you think?
I mean, to each his own at that point.
Because I mean, I
if
want to be
if I was gonna do
comfortable.
them high, I would at least have my cables inside my bars.
Think it'll be somebody will tamper with it or
It ain't about tampering. It's just
Clean look.
clean look?
Yeah, are you going 16s? Or are you going 14?
He said like to. So to clear it, give me a price on the 16 and the 14. Okay. Because he said like to clear the mirror without readjusting the mirror, 16s. But see with the 14s, I think this here would kind of be in the way. Wow. But with the 14s, this whatever this little mechanism is will be in the way of the mirrors, like a certain degree. But because I don't mind shifting my body to see through the mirrors, man. But 16s, like, gosh, we got to go somewhere where I can see some 16s on the bike, you know? Because I don't know nobody with no 16. 12s. Yeah.
And you got 10s?
Yeah, he said stock 10s, yeah.
And 12s?
what was those up there?
12s as well. Hey, up there was 12s too, right? Yeah. All, and then outside was 12 too. Yeah, so all 12s. Yeah, because see, that's the highest Harley go before they're not warranted by Harley, but warranted by the aftermarket. Yeah, so 16s is warranted by the aftermarket, but you know what I'm saying, like not by Harley.
Oh,
So-
I mean, at that point, dude, they got you with your warranty. So
I want to be
If you go 12,
comfortable.
If you go 12, you're going to put mirrors on top, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and see, I don't want to put the mirrors on top because it kind of take away from that original street glide authentic look. You know what I'm saying? That clean cut right through.
I'm not understanding. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
it's not damaging nothing on the road.
Yeah, he said it'll just void out the handlebar warranty, but everything else is still like standard warranty. So
There's a warranty on the handle.
yeah.
If the aftermarket ones break, they're not warranty.
Nope, just KST. But I didn't know those were made in Georgia. He said those are made in Macon. So
That's right here. Bars, man. Bars. Hey, keep goddamn set of bars on.
all right, y'all. Here's the jump roll. All right, talk to us, man. No, they can hear this, my buddies, man. What you
Yeah.
got?
So 14s and 16s, either way, same price.
Same price?
Same
like,
price.
Exact?
Yep. On the dollar, on the penny.
Okay, how much is it?
$1,977.74, parts and labor.
And 11 hours for the
12 hours to get it done.
man. So why so long? Like, why can they just do it like in 3 or 4? Like, what has that been done? Or
Well, come back over
let me
this. If you're gonna do bars on a bike, you have to take this fairing off. So you gotta take this shell off, disconnect this part, take that off to get to the riser. That's just to get to the bars. This brake line goes from here, through here, down the frame, and connects to your ABS block. So then that's one side of it. Clutch line goes also through the fairing, down the frame, underneath the bike, connects to this. Both hydraulic.
so is that where the time come in, or
That
where's
is
the
a
time
big chunk of the
percentage?
time. Another big chunk of the time is taking the wiring out of your stock bars and then running it now through your new bars. So you have to snake that and pull them through the bars.
That's where you got to drill the hole and lock it.
Nope. If you do it right, you shouldn't have to drill anything.
Lisa, you got to drill through the bar or something?
There's a
you're telling
hole
me?
in the bottom of the bar already designed for that. Now, typically, people will drill the bars to make it easier for the install of the wiring.
Okay.
But then you're just adding spots for water to go to the inside of your handlebar
And rust.
and rust.
So mine's be drilled or no?
Nope.
Okay.
So they're made from the factory with holes right underneath this spot, and right underneath this spot to run the wiring for your switches. And if you have the heated grip side,
Okay.
it'll all run through those holes. Now, on the back side, when you go to put everything back together, it takes time to put your gas tank back on, all that stuff. You gotta take your gas tank off to get your cables, to get your lines. Then you have to loosen your exhaust to be able to pull that cover off to even do the connection for your clutch cable and to do the bleed. So you gotta be able to put a brake bleeder on the clutch slave cylinder. Then you have to bleed your ABS system, which you got 2 calipers up front and the ABS block.
Okay.
Because your fluid goes from here to the block, goes through the block, down your other brake line to your calipers. It takes about an hour exactly to do a caliper bleed with it already hooked up.
Okay.
Because the ABS block actually can't be bled out manually. You have to hook it up to a computer to tell the pistons to turn on and off to bleed the air out of the ABS block itself. You also have to have a computer that has the software capable of telling your bike to do that.
Okay.
So Snap-on makes it set up like that. Harley has a digital tech. That's what we use here in the house. Then there's also some other aftermarket companies out there that make some software updates that you can do that with.
Okay.
Typically that's going to cost you about $5 grand at a minimum for the product to be able to bleed it, if you're going to buy the computer side of it.
Okay.
And that's why it takes so long.
You're about the same size I am.
Yeah. Wow. And see if the mirrors was here, that'd be clear. That'd be clear.
That'll be cleared.
I mean, I could see this here. That probably would.
Yeah, I just don't like the mirrors down that low though. I like them up.
So this is 14, 15, 16. Okay. And this is pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Man, that thing rides like a dream now. And the thing about it is,
Like sitting on the couch, man.
I'm telling you, man, the thing about it is with the handlebars up like that, you got better control too.
Okay.
Yeah. Versus the stock handlebars.
Oh, yeah, you're right, because everything's
Yeah.
centered. Here, you actually.
Oh, really?
You're right on that.
It's not only a comfortable ride, but they look good.
They do. They do.
You know.
And he called this like a meat something. But yeah, that's cool.
That's weird how they just they just like cut the handlebar like that.
Yep.
Flipped it over. So that they used to be like probably 18s and they flipped them over. Now they're 14.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, man, I can't complain about none of it.
Okay. Man, I appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
Thank
no-
you, bro.
Ain't no problem, man.
Man. All right, so.
Then I had to buy that for the dog ride.
Oh yeah, this got like an electric blanket or something in there,
I
doesn't
don't know
it? Like
what
a
it's
heated
got
blanket?
in it. I know the
Yeah.
dog done got too big for it, but we stuff her in there anyway.
Stick the head out.
Oh, we don't
All right, so I'm gonna make up my decision, man. Just want to make sure it's done right, and so I can be comfortable. Well, they're gonna do it right, but I want to make sure it's comfortable. So, all right, y'all. We'll see. Blessings.